the name of the street? I'm laying there right now, man. What's the name of the street? Holly Street. Help!
Police and EMS arrived to the scene and found a young man expired. The location he's at is considered the roughest in the city. Once detectives arrive to the scene, they're told the scene is inside an apartment. So they head up to the apartment. He's identified as Billy Favors, a.k.a. BJ. He was 27 years old, just had his birthday last week, and comes from a large family. He was hit with the ooh-whop in the upper right chest. They found a projectile and 4 casings near Billy. By the front door, 6 more casings from 2 different knives. In a backpack on the floor, they find woods and loud. So maybe it's a robbery. Then they exit that apartment and head to the apartment downstairs to interview the 911 caller. His name is Coco. He said Billy was his ace from day one.
He said, he came and knocked on my door. I opened the door. He said, bro, I need you to spot real quick. I got jewelry. I said, no, you can't use my spot, bro. I got all my children, but it's abandoned upstairs.
He goes in the house. Next thing he knows, the ooh-whop goes off. He runs upstairs. Billy was laying there gasping for air. He shook him like, bruh, called 911. So the detective asked, did Billy say who he was about to jug? He said no, but what he do know is many times they let the ooh-whop off up there. Somebody else has to be hit. So they wrap that up. Then they get a break from patrol. They located a vehicle 2 blocks away, crashed into a pole. The driver took one to the chest. He's being taken to Grady Hospital. Also, there were 2 other people in the vehicle, a man and a woman. They're being released from Grady now and are en route to headquarters. So detectives head to headquarters to start the interviews. The woman first asked her what happened to the guy in the vehicle. She said they were riding and chilling, pulled up to an apartment. The boys got out. They were gone for a little bit. She heard the ooh-whop go off. Saw them run back to get in the car.
Once he was driving, he not seen the bullet bulge, and I'm like, oh, we need to go to the hospital. We were headed to the hospital before he, lost consciousness and crashed.
So they asked her, did she see him with the ooh-whop at any time? She said no. Then they let her know there's a man expired inside the apartment, and your friend hit in the chest with the ooh-whop. She said that's all she know about the situation. So they end that interview. Go speak to the male passenger. He starts by saying they were riding. For some reason, they came to a pause, then start driving down the street and end up hitting the pole. So they tell him there's way more to the story than that. This is a homicide investigation. Your friend hit in the chest. We know y'all went up into that apartment. He said he's sticking to his story. So they end that interview.
He said, bro, I need you to spot real quick. I got jewelry. That means I'm gonna rob somebody. Yeah. It's not like he said I'm gonna buy 2 pounds. Our victim was the heaviest, I think.
Called the hospital to check on the guy hit in the chest. They say he's in recovery now. So detectives head to Grady to see what they can get from him. He said he took his homeboy to see his friend, the short, dark-skinned one that talked funny, named Coco. He said his apartment was downstairs. They asked him how did they end up upstairs. He said Coco told him to go upstairs. So detectives asked him, you're saying Coco was upstairs in that apartment? He said yes, everyone was in that room. He saw a dude come from the back. He had a hood on. Next thing he know, the guy let the ooh-whop loose. He got hit. He fled the scene and wrecked his car.
I'm gonna keep it funky. Somebody shot back. Somebody shot that dude dead. Oh, first today. Where's that gun at?
So they end that interview. The surviving victim is claiming self-defense. And now they believe Cornelius, Coco, may have set it up. Back at the station, they look up Coco. He's 26-year-old Cornelius Edwards. Has convictions for theft, burglary, and obstruction of law enforcement officer. Now, if they can prove Cornelius set it up, he'll be charged with his friend expiring. Now they head to Coco's apartment and get no answer. But a resident told them they heard Coco say we're about to rob these country boys. It's going to be easy. They don't carry the ooh-whop with them. After the incident, Coco said it wasn't supposed to go that way. Now they head to the passenger of the vehicle home to speak to him again. He said Cornelius Edwards is the guy he knows as Coco. Cornelius and Billy had the ooh-whop. He also say he's known Coco for years. Has been to his house, met his mom and siblings. Now they reach out to Coco for another meeting. He agrees. He starts with the same story. So they ask him, do he know any of those guys, already knowing the true answer to that? Coco said no.
I got a chance to talk to them, but so he gonna tell me I don't know anybody. You're lying.
What I think happened is it's supposed to be easily.
Yo, let me get your pockets. Let me get that weed.
And I know you're lying. You were in that apartment when it jumped off. Coco said no. The detective tell him he thinks it's a robbery gone bad, but believes he has enough to prove it. The kid whom hit with the ooh-whop talked to me. So if you tell me something that doesn't make sense, that's it. Coco stuck to his story. The detective ended that conversation, but moved forward with the warrants. 2 weeks later, the fugitive squad snatched Cornelius up in DeKalb County. He didn't want to speak to Atlanta detectives. Cornelius Edwards was convicted of felony M and 2 counts of aggravated assault. He received a life sentence. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments. Hit that like button. Hit that thanks button. Stay safe out there. I'm done talking.